Welcome to the deep dive. Today we are jumping right into what is basically the start of the greatest road trip in all of Western literature.
Yeah, Dante Alighieri's Inferno.
And we're starting right at the beginning, Canto 1.
And this isn't just some, gentle introduction. Canto 1 is a full-blown crisis from the very first line. It's this brilliant map for the entire journey.
It really is. And the opening line just hooks you immediately. Midway upon the journey of our life, I found myself within a forest dark.
That line tells you everything. This isn't just bad luck.
No, it's something scheduled almost.
And we know exactly when it happens. The sources are so clear on this. It's Good Friday, the year 1300.
Okay, so a very specific date.
A very specific date. And Dante himself is 35 years old.
Which is the midpoint of, what, the biblical 10 years?
Exactly. He's basically saying, my midlife crisis arrived right on schedule, and the whole trip, this entire epic, takes just 10 days.
That's incredible. So this forest dark, the selva oscura, I always thought of it as just, a metaphor.
Well, it is, but it's also so much more visceral. He says the experience is so bitter is it, death is a little more.
That's not a mild slump. That's profound terror.
It is. On that personal level, the sources say the forest is what happens when your life is just dominated by passions, vices, all that confusion. He's lost the path.
But here's what gets me. He immediately makes this personal crisis a political one.
He can't separate them. For Dante, that dark wood is also the state of Florence in 1300.
The Guelphs and the Ghibellines.
Total chaos. Factions tearing the city apart. So when he says he's lost the true way, he means the moral path for himself, sure, but also the political path for his city.
So he's lost, he's terrified, he's in this valley of, what does he call it? Consternation.
Consternation, yeah. But then he looks up and he sees a glimmer of hope.
The mountain.
The foot of a mountain. And the sun is hitting his shoulders. That's the Mount Delectable, the path to virtue and happiness.
And some of the sources make this cool comparison to Bunyan's Pilgrim's Progress.
They do. They call it the hill difficulty. And the valley is the valley of humiliation. It's a signal that this is going to be a hard climb.
It's not going to be an easy walk.
Not at all. So he rests for a second, and then he starts up this desert slope. The sun is out. He's feeling hopeful. And then, of course, the trouble starts.
This is where it gets so allegorical and so specific. The three beasts that block his path.
Yes. They aren't just random monsters. Each one is a targeted critique of what Dante saw as the evils of his time.
Okay, so let's break them down. The first one is the panther.
The panther.
Yeah.
She's described as very light, very swift, covered in this spotted skin.
Morally, she's supposed to be worldly pleasure, something that distracts you.
Right. And at first he's not too scared because it's springtime, a delicious season, and he feels a bit of joy. But politically, that panther is Florence.
Florence itself, why?
That spotted skin, think about it. A beautiful, wealthy city, but spotted, right? Marked by these warring internal factions, the Bianchi and the Neri.
So beautiful on the surface, but treacherous and divided underneath.
Exactly. The very thing blocking the path to unity and peace.
Okay, so that's the internal threat. But then comes the second beast, and this one sounds much more aggressive. The lion.
Oh, the lion is pure power. It comes at him with its head uplifted and with ravenous hunger. It's so intimidating. The air itself seems afraid.
The moral allegory is ambition or pride. So politically, who is this terrifying, ambitious power?
That is the royal house of France.
Okay.
The British monarchy was constantly trying to exert its influence over Italy, always threatening invasion, just pure, raw ambition for power and control. It's this huge external military threat.
So we've got internal corruption with the panther and this external threat with the lion. But it's the third beast that really does him in.
The third beast is the one that makes him give up all hope, the she-wolf.
And her description is just chilling, laden with all hungerings, looking meager. She makes him feel such heaviness that he just abandons the idea of climbing the mountain.
And this she-wolf is avarice, greed.
And here's where he really lets his political feelings fly.
Absolutely. The she-wolf is the temporal power of the papacy, specifically Pope Boniface VIII, who was Dante's great enemy.
So why greed? Avarice.
Because Dante believed the church, under Boniface, had become obsessed with earthly wealth and political power instead of spiritual guidance. Selling church offices, manipulating kings, all of it driven by greed.
So in just a few lines, he's blocked by the very forces that ruined his life.
Exactly. The feuding Florentines, the aggressive French, and the greedy papacy. And that she-wolf forces him all the way back down to where The sun is silent.
What a phrase, where the sun is silent.
It's just devastating. It means being thrown back into political defeat, into the dolorous poverty of his exile. He was banished from Florence in 1302 because of the Guelphs, who were backed by
The Pope in France.
the very beast that blocked his path.
So he's retreating, he's about to fall back into the abyss, and then salvation appears.
A figure appears, one who seemed from long continued silence hoarse.
I love that detail about being hoarse.
It's brilliant, isn't it? It symbolizes the long neglect of classical learning, of philosophy in the Middle Ages. It's the voice of reason, kind of rusty from disuse, finally speaking up again.
And Dante cries out, are you a ghost or a real man? And the figure says,
Not man. Man once I was. And then he gives his credentials. Born in Lombardy, from Mantua, lived in Rome under the good Augustus.
He says he was a poet who sang of Aeneas.
The son of Anchises, who came from Troy.
It's Virgil.
It's Virgil, the author of Rome's great epic, the Aeneid.
And Dante's reaction is it's not just respect, it's total awe.
It's breathless. He calls him that fountain which spreads abroad so wide a river of speech.
And then he gives him that amazing tribute. Thou art my master and my author, thou art alone the one from whom I took the beautiful style that has done honor to me.
What a thing to say. I mean, he's basically saying, everything I am as a writer, I owe to you. And we have to remember, in the Middle Ages, Virgil wasn't just some old poet. He was seen as the absolute peak of human science and philosophy. Reason itself. Almost a magician.
So if you need a guide to navigate this kind of chaos using logic and reason...
He's the only one. He's the guy.
So Virgil, this voice of reason, immediately gets the problem. He tells Dante, you cannot get past that she-wolf.
Not this way. She's too powerful. Her greed is endless. And this leads right into one of the most debated parts of the whole poem.
The prophecy.
The prophecy, the greyhound, the veltro.
This isn't just a story beat. This is Dante making a very clear political demand for Italy's future.
A very clear demand. Virgil says a greyhound is coming, and he shall make her perish in her pain.
And he describes the savior's character. He won't feed on earth or pelf, so not money or land.
No, he'll feed on wisdom and on love and virtue. He is the complete opposite of the greedy she-wolf. He's a secular savior who's going to restore order.
His job is to hunt the she-wolf back to hell.
Exactly. And then we get this geographic clue that has kept scholars busy for centuries. Twixt Feltro and Feltro shall his nation be.
Which points to a specific region in northern Italy. So who do the sources think this greyhound is? Who is this savior?
The leading candidates are both powerful Ghibelline leaders, so supporters of the emperor, the opposite of the pope. The main one is probably Can Grande della Scala.
He was the Lord of Verona, right? A patron of Dante's.
And a famous Ghibelline. The other big candidate is Uguccione della Faggiola, another Ghibelline military leader. The point is, the savior isn't coming from the church.
Right. Dante is saying Italy's redemption has to come from a strong, virtuous, secular, imperial leader who can crush the papacy's greed.
Precisely. But that's in the future. For now, Virgil offers Dante the only way forward. A tour of the afterlife.
And he lays out the whole itinerary. Stage 1, hell.
The eternal place, where he'll hear desperate lamentations from spirits who cry out for a second death just to end the endless suffering.
Then after that, purgatory.
Which is the big difference. In purgatory, the souls are contented in the fire.
Contented while on fire.
Because they have hope. Their suffering has a purpose. It's temporary, and it's leading them to God.
But this is where Virgil hits his limit.
This is the crucial point. Virgil says, I can't take you to the highest city. I can't take you to heaven.
Why not?
Because he was a pagan. He was born before Christ. In Dante's terms, he was rebellious to his law. Human reason, even at its absolute best, can only take you so far.
That feels like the philosophical core of the entire poem, right there in Canto 1.
It really is. Human wisdom, Virgil, is enough to understand sin and even to understand purification.
Hell and purgatory.
Right, but is not enough to see God. For that, you need something else.
And that's when Virgil promises the handoff. A soul more worthy, who we know will be Beatrice. She represents divine grace, theological wisdom.
Exactly.
And Dante just accepts. He says, take me there, I want to see it all. And the canto just ends with that simple, monumental first step. Then he moved on, and I behind him followed.
And they're off, leaving the chaos of that dark wood behind, starting the journey. Canto 1 is just this incredible declaration of purpose. It connects his personal failure to global political corruption and lays out the only path to salvation.
So as you're taking this all in, the key thing Dante is showing you is that your own personal struggles, your vices, your dark woods, they're not happening in a vacuum.
No, they are tied directly to the political and spiritual chaos of the world you live in. You can't really fix one without facing the other.
And that to start that journey, you have to accept a guide. You have to recognize the limits of what you know.
Virgil, human knowledge is powerful. It can get you through the darkest places, but it has a ceiling.
So here's a thought to take with you from this first step. If human wisdom, your Virgil, can get you through hell and purgatory, what more worthy guide, what deeper knowledge or grace do you need to get past the limits of your own reason and climb your own Mount Delectable?
That's the challenge Dante puts on the table from the very first page.